Official data released by the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, reveals a more than 20% decrease in industrial corporate profits during the first 4 months of this year compared to the same period last year, which was impacted by lockdown measures. Experts suggest that this reflects the poor state of the Chinese economy, and the current situation can no longer be concealed, indicating that the difficult period is far from over. According to the data released by the National Bureau of Statistics on May 27, industrial corporate profits in China dropped by 20.6% year-on-year during the January to April period. Note, year-on-year comparison refers to comparing with the same period of the previous year. In April, profits for industrial enterprises above a certain scale saw an 18.2% decrease compared to the previous year. According to official data, during the period from January to April, the profits of Chinese state-owned enterprises decreased by 17.9% compared to the previous year, while profits of shareholding enterprises decreased by 22.0%. Profits of foreign invested enterprises and enterprises from Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan decreased by 16.2%, and profits of private enterprises decreased by 22.5%. The manufacturing industry saw a significant decline in profits by 27.0%. Among the 41 major industrial categories, 27 industries experienced a year-on-year decrease in profits, with only 13 industries showing an increase and 1 remaining stable. The black metal smelting and rolling processing industry experienced the largest decrease with a staggering 99.4% decline. Taiwanese financial expert Huang Shikang stated that the global economic downturn in the past 6 months and the departure of many foreign investments from China have contributed to the decline in China's industrial profits. He emphasized the impact of external factors and the departure of businesses, which has disrupted the supply chain and led to a reduction in downstream orders. Huang Shikang particularly expressed concern about the significant decline in profits of private enterprises. He sees this as a signal that the profitability of private enterprises is declining, and since private enterprises are the driving force behind China's economic growth, it raises concerns about the overall economic situation. Huang Shikang pointed out that while official data from the Chinese government is often questioned by the outside world, in general, it is difficult to falsify corporate profits even though overall data can be manipulated. Now that corporate profits are not good, the authorities cannot prove that China's economic situation is good. There has always been suspicion that China is embellishing its economic data. If the profits of numerous industries are declining, it creates a significant contradiction to claim that this year's economic growth is good. If even industries with stable profits are experiencing a decline, it indicates significant underlying concerns in the economy. It will be difficult for China's economic growth rate this year to be as optimistic as the official view, Huang Shikang explained. On May 29, the Hong Kong Economic Journal cited the opinions of economists, stating that profits of all 4 categories of enterprises had declined without exception, with private enterprises experiencing the highest decline. The overall magnitude of profit decline this time is rare in 20 years. This indicates that the current issues are not limited to certain aspects, and China's economy may be entering a difficult phase. According to David Jun Huang, an economist based in the United States, the fact that the authorities were able to announce a significant decline in corporate profit margins this time is due to the fact that in the actual lives of the people and the feedback from businesses, the overall economic situation is very pessimistic. The sharp decline or widespread losses in profits of most enterprises have become common, and the authorities cannot conceal it entirely. Additionally, there may be reasons for certain enterprises, especially private ones, to hope that such data will prompt a change in government policies. Last year during the same period, many parts of mainland China were under lockdown due to epidemic prevention measures. However, after the dynamic zero-COVID policy ended, this year's corporate profits have instead decreased, drawing attention. Huang stated, last year during the same period, the economy was already very inactive due to the lockdown. This year, there should have been a more noticeable growth compared to the same period last year to reflect economic recovery. According to the interpretation provided by Sun Xiao, a statistician from the Industrial Department of China's National Bureau of Statistics, in the statement published on the official website of the Bureau on May 27, the focus was mainly on the further narrowing of the decline in industrial enterprise profits in April. He highlighted 3 points. First, overall industrial production continues to recover, with accelerated revenue growth and a further narrowing of profit declines. Second, profits of foreign-funded enterprises have shifted from decline to growth, while the decline in profits of private enterprises has significantly narrowed. Third, the international environment is severe and complex, with evident constraints due to insufficient demand, posing significant challenges to the sustained recovery of industrial enterprise profitability. In response to this, an article in the Hong Kong Economic Journal cited the opinion of an economist, stating that the main reason given by the National Bureau of Statistics for the decline in industrial profits is insufficient market demand, which is attributed to the recovery process after the epidemic. However, it should be noted that the significant decline in industrial profit data this time is a year-on-year comparison. If compared to the same period last year, it is difficult to explain because the same period last year was during the severe phase of the pandemic, with many places experiencing production shutdowns and lockdowns, resulting in a low base. Therefore, the substantial decline this year should be taken seriously. Professor Xie Tian from the Darla Moore School of Business at the University of South Carolina suggests that the explanation provided by Chinese experts is an attempt to put a positive spin on the situation and continue to downplay the severity of the profit decline. However, in reality, they have already acknowledged the problem of declining profits, but are trying to defend their stance. The decline in profits indicates that the business environment is very poor, and enterprises are in danger and may gradually become unsustainable. Davy Jun Huang also argues that the interpretation of the narrowing profit decline by official experts is a strategy to stabilize confidence and expectations. The Chinese authorities are trying to psychologically guide the market and make it believe that the most difficult time is behind them, even though it is not. Huang points out that there are still two unpredictable factors in the Chinese market. One is the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, as foreign investors remain concerned about potential sanctions on China due to its support for Russia, which makes them cautious about investing in China. The other factor is the global economic crisis, as consumer demand in Europe and the United States has already contracted, and external demand is not something China can change on its own. Therefore, currently, the difficulties in the Chinese economy are far from over, and we may not even be halfway through, Huang says.